everybody, it's Heather from Cottontail Crafts. It's Sunday, September 28th, and it's video day, and I haven't filmed nothing. And I did get a little bit of crochet done, and these are all repeated patterns except for one. I did buy one pattern. So we will start with, I have been doing so well with one of these patterns, and I'm going to keep making them because they're like my best seller. They're absolutely my best seller. But I had my live on Wednesday, and I have only 2 pickles left in my stock. So during my live on Wednesday night, I made a pickle, and that's all I made for pickles. So I'll have to bust out some more pickles because they're good sellers for me too. So this brings my count up to 3. I would like to have 10 for my next market, which isn't until October 11th. So since my last market, that's what I've got made. Maybe I'll take a little video of that after I'm done filming, and then I'll take another video of this, add it to that, because I wanted to see how much I can do each week from one market to the next. So yeah, I took a picture, but I think a little video would be better. And I should say that this is I did not buy a pattern for this pickle. It's just 6 single crochets to 12 to 18, about 10 rows or 11 rows, and then decreasing. It's just a pill shape, and I throw in bobble stitches randomly throughout the pickle. So each pickle is different. There's tons of support pickles sayings on Etsy. So I won't link that because there's just search support pickle tags and 100 will probably pop up for you. So, and I'm not showing you these in any particular order, but the next thing I did was, this is like my best seller, and I got 8 of them done. And I used Michael's Sweet Snuggles Light or Chenille Home Slim, or the new Parfait Plush. I find in Parfait Chunky they're just a little bit small, and I get $10 for these, no problem whatsoever. We have a program here in Canada where $10 vouchers get mailed out to kids in school, and these are $10, so I've been selling a lot of these because they can pass me a voucher and no change is given. So that's been working for me. So I made these 2, and these are Pogsy's Place on Etsy. I will link everything in the description below. I did 2 white ones. I use 5mm hook, 16mm safety eyes, and they're so cute because when you stitch their nose, it's like a little heart. I've been showcasing these almost every week because I have to restock almost every week. Like, they're that good of a seller for me. And I did these 2. And one is not more popular than the other. Kids seem to like the color change option, but the solid colors do well as well. There's a couple of different, color change options. There's a couple of different cats. There's like a Siamese, there's a ragdoll, there's a calico. I kind of just tend to stick with the easier options. But I have the pattern kind of memorized now, so it's just easy for me to pump these out pretty quickly. So yeah, I mean, I know I don't want to bore you guys with the same patterns over and over again, but I mean, I had no choice. These are my best sellers, so I'm going to keep making them. And hopefully they're good sellers for you too. But yeah, as long as they sell, I will keep making them. I know I was making the mini birds for quite a while. I kind of think the cats and the dog pattern from her has kind of replaced my mini birds. I mean, I still sell the chickens, but I think once they're gone, I don't think I'm going to make any more. But we'll see. I mean, I've said that before and changed my mind too, so. So I wanted to revisit April, and she is the Cozy Buckeye. And I only have one of her cats left. And I figured with Halloween coming, I would make some plain black cats, because plain black cats sold. I'm having a hard time talking. The black cats sold really well for me last year. So I decided to take April's pattern and to make some more kitty cats. This one I did green eyes. And this one I did purple eyes. So I might make another one with orange eyes. And I gotta start taking some of this stuff over to Lisa. It's just been hard to restock everything with my hands, and I did really well at my last couple of markets, so it's been hard to restock and then keep her shop stocked too. But going forward, I really gotta amp up my game at her shop. So I made 2 kitty cats, and these are so quick and easy. And I mean, I've made a few of them now, and they pretty much sell. But Halloween's coming. You can't go wrong with a black cat. Well, I'm only down to one of her bunnies too. And this is Marshy the bunny. And I've made quite a few of him and have sold quite a few of him. So I did this one with the Parfait Plush 5mm hook. I used 20mm safety eyes on all of April's critters. The tail, I just love how she does the tail. It's so adorable. So I did 2 bunnies. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera there. And I did one with a white face and one with a gray face. I think I like the white face better. But so I did 2 Marshy the bunnies. These are, they're quick, they're easy. I charged $20 for these. No problem. I get $20 for these. And like, I don't want to price my stuff where it's going to sit. But I take into consideration too that buying yarn from the States, by the time I pay the exchange rate and shipping, I'm paying a lot more for my supplies than a lot of people who live in the US. So just keep in mind when I'm telling you my prices that the prices are Canadian, not American. Because you might think $20 for that, like you're crazy, but it's Canadian dollars. So there is 2 Marshy the bunnies. This video might be a short video for you guys this week. I didn't fire up my embroidery machine at all this week. I did buy some new files, and I gotta come down here and I gotta start playing with my embroidery machine too. And that'll give me a break for my hands, because my hands, it comes and goes. I mean, when I feel good, I crochet more than I probably should. But you're obviously going to crochet more when you're feeling better. But I made these before and they sold fairly quickly. So why did I take so long to remake these? I have no idea. But I wanted to make some more Nibbles the Mouse. And this pattern is Robin, and she is Knotting Hook Crochet. And the first one I made was this Nibbles. And I used Michael's. It's either Sweet Snuggles Light or Chenille Home Slim. I can never remember. In the blue. And the light brown is the new Parfait Plush. Now this brown is a little bit stiff and horrible. So I did go up half a hook size for this mouse. And that's why he turned out a little bit bigger than the next mouse that I'm going to show you. I believe these are 16mm eyes. And when I do Nibbles, I crochet his ears on. I am not good at sewing on body parts. I never have been. And I struggle with that even though I've been making these plushies for, this is going to be year number 3 or 4 anyway, even though I've crocheted for like over 20 years. But I struggle sewing on parts. So when I do Nibbles, when I get to round 9, I crochet his ears in. And for me and my tension on round 9, I do 9 single crochets, crochet 3 with the ear, and then 3 single crochets, 3 with the ear, and then the rest of the round. That's what works for me. But if you want to try crocheting Nibbles ears in, I mean, it's what works for me. But sometimes when you sew things on, you can get a different look. But Nibbles is adorable. I did the cookie in Elise Voluto. And I think the chocolate chips I did with the basic chenille Brights in chocolate. But yeah, Nibbles. Last time I made Nibbles with the Mystical yarn and baby Bernat blanket, and I got $25 for them. So for this Nibbles, I will probably do $25 for this one. I might have to charge a little bit less for this one because he turned out quite a bit smaller. But this one I used a 5.5mm hook, and this one I used a 5 because this yarn was kind of crappy. And for me, when it's the horrible stiff stuff, I just go up half a hook size, and that's what works for me. But this is all Michael's yarn, this one here. So I did 2 Nibbles the Mouse. These are quick, they're easy, and there's like a children's book out too, right? So, but I think it's like in her top 4 best patterns that she sells at her markets. So I thought it was time to show Robin some love, start making some of Robin's patterns again, and feature Nibbles the Mouse. It's adorable. So I made 2 Nibbles. And then I'll show you the new pattern last. But I got up quite early this morning, and I'm like, I have enough time to make one more critter before I got to come down and film. And I decided to revisit Annie Carraway's large Loaf cat. This is like, I think this is the first cat she came out with. And she's come out with a bunch of different variations. I also have her kitten and mini kitten pattern with a bunch of different color changes in it. So when I want to do certain cats with spots and stuff like that, I'll usually gravitate towards Annie's patterns. If I'm doing a solid version or just the cat with the spotted face, I'll do April's pattern. But I don't have any of the large Loaf cats left. I sold the last one at my last market, so I thought I would make another spotted Loaf cat. And I can't do the Bernat blanket anymore, so I did this cat with the Sweet Snuggles Light or Chenille Home Slim, and I mixed it with the new Parfait Plush from Premier. So I did a spotted cat with like the Bloom variegated yarn from Michaels, and then this is the new plush yarn. This yarn was so awesome to work with. Like my hands didn't hurt after making this. So I really need to start using the chenille yarn more than the, well, I really don't reach for the Bernat anymore. And I'm getting low in the Elise Voluto, and I'm just too cheap to order some more right now. And I have quite a bit of Parfait Chunky to get through too, so I think I just need to start using what I have and take a break from ordering yarn. Now I used a 5mm hook. I used 25mm eyes, which is way bigger than what she uses. I think she used 14mm eyes. But the big eyes look so cute. And he's got a little butt. I just went rogue on the tail. I just added a spot. Just something a little bit different. But yeah, this pattern is, it's a Loaf cat. It's really easy. I hadn't done it in a while, so it took me a little bit longer with the spots and everything. And I could not find in her pattern which round she puts the eyes in, so I had to jump on YouTube and watch her tutorial to see where she put the eyes, because I don't know if I'm having like brain farts or whatever, but I could not find in that pattern where she says where to put the eyes. So I had to go and fast forward through her YouTube tutorial on where she put her eyes. But I bought the solid and spotted Loaf cat in the large. Her kitten and mini kitten has quite a few variations in it. But for the larger cat, I only have the 2 variations. And these are the color discs that I got in a couple weeks ago, which I really have been enjoying those. But I've been decorating a lot of my eyes too, so. Annie Carraway art, and this is her large Loaf cat pattern. And I just made her ears a little bit bigger, because I find her ears, they're not as pronounced. So I just changed to a triple, like I just made them bigger. But it's adorable. I do like this pattern, but I just make one. It sells. I'll make another one. I'm not going to go crazy with the large Loaf cats. I'll probably put $26 on this one. It's quite a bit bigger than this one. So I think I can do 26 and get it, no problem. I mean, I find the Loaf cats aren't selling as well as they did last year, but they still sell, so I will continue making them. Okay, so now we're on to the new pattern that I bought this week. Now, I am not even going to try to pronounce this because I will probably butcher it, but I will put her name on the screen. And I mean, I've been asked to do owls in the past, and the only owls I have ever made were out of acrylic yarn. So the patterns I have, they're, I don't know, they're probably free patterns that I got on Instagram a while ago. You trying to make mommy's video longer, baby? Are you trying to make mommy's video longer, my love? Good job. Good job, baby. Good job. Yeah. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. That face. Oh, you're so adorable. Okay, so I'm not going to pronounce it because I will butcher the name, but I'll put it on the screen. So, like I said, I've been asked for owls in the past. I don't really have a good plush owl pattern, so I jumped on Etsy and I found one that was really cute. So I'll show you the first one I made. I made this one. And I used, this is the plush yarn. This is the Michael's yarn, and the beak and the feet are Michael's yarn. I used 20mm eyes. So I made it, and I like it, and I really like how her owls look. But I don't know, I just wasn't a fan of how big this scalloped edge is. And I wasn't really a fan of just sewing on the beak. I don't know. So I made a beak and I crocheted in on the next owl, and I didn't do a scallop border around the head. I just did like a single crochet border. But his nose was way too long, so I ended up cutting it out and just stitching on another nose. So the only difference with this owl is instead of the scallop border, he's just got a single crochet border. And it's still adorable. It's still adorable. But yeah, I really want a crocheted in beak. And this is all plush yarn. The feet and the beak are Michael's yarn. So this pattern is really easy. It's fairly quick. It's no sew. And I was gonna stop at 2, but then I'm like, well, I'm gonna be taking some stuff over to Lisa. I should have 2 for my market and 2 for Lisa. So I made 2 more. Now, I think I got the nose figured out, how I wanted to do the nose. I had intended to do the scallop border, but if you put your eyes in before you do your scallop border, the eyes get in the way of the border. So this owl does not have a border on it at all, and I crocheted his beak in. And I actually kind of like it without the border. I kind of like how he turned out. And I kind of messed up the second one too, like his eyes are a little off center where his white patches are. So he does look a little off, but this is Michael's yarn. This is Michael's yarn, and this is Michael's yarn, and this is all Michael's yarn. So for the beak, all I did was 6 single crochets, and then I folded it in half and crocheted it in single crochet, like it's 3 stitches wide, the nose. And it's not too big because the first nose I made, I did 6, and then I did a single crochet around in 6. But I wish I had taken a picture. I did not. But his nose was like super long. So I'm like, I cut it off and stitched the nose on. So this, I think, is how I like the nose. I intended to do a border on this, but if you're going to make this, you want to do the frill first, then put his eyes in. I think she actually has you do the frill, stitch the nose on, and then put the eyes in. But I actually like him without the scallop border. What do you guys think? Which one do you like better? I mean, I'm leaning towards this one. And for this one, this was the first one I did. And I just found it was just too much, too big. So when I made the 4th owl, I decided to do the nose the way I wanted to. And I did do a frill, but instead of 3 half double crochets, I did 2 half double crochets, and I used Perfect Chunky for the frill instead of the Michael's yarn, and I used a smaller hook to get the frill smaller. And I think I like this version the best out of all of them. And this is Michael's yarn, Michael's yarn, Michael's yarn, Michael's yarn. So this whole one is done in Michael's yarn, but I wanted to do bright fun colors. So I think this one is my favorite. I mean, I kind of like it without the frill too. So you'll have to let me know which one is your favorite. But that's the first one I did. I think I like this one better. I just found this frill was just too much. It was too much. So I scaled it back a little bit. But I also like it with no frill too. So I might see how these go before I make any more, but I think they are adorable. Owls seem to be pretty popular. I've been asked to do them in the past, and I looked at so many owl patterns on Etsy, and this was the one that I kind of liked the best out of all of them. But there was one there, was a really cute snowy owl, but I wanted something quick and easy. So these will probably be $20. They're comparable to April's Loaf animals. They're the same width and the same length. So I think I'm gonna do $20 on these. So I'll probably save these 2 for my markets. And I'll probably take these 2 over to Lisa next week. But she, like, I'll put up one of her pictures from her pattern. She has so many different colors. You could do these in so many different colors. Like this one, I did the frill, a totally different color than the rest of him. This one I did the same color as the head. So you can play around and do so many different variations for this. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Sometimes it's just nice to get a new pattern. So yeah, I will link all these in the description below. And I kind of feel like you got to do the embroidery on the front to like mimic the feathers. This is a variegated. It was kind of busy, so I decided to do Parfait Chunky in the emerald. But I think this color combination is my favorite. This was like a variegated Michael's, but I thought it paired really nice with the dark blue. So yeah, that's what I made this week. I think I might give my wrists a break today, and I might fire up my embroidery machine and work on some of the new files that I bought a couple weeks ago. Because I got to start prepping for that market that I can't bring my crochet to, and pump out some stuff. And maybe I'll take some of it to Sackville on the 11th to see how it does, like test the waters and stuff. But I want to get a good little stockpile built up before I show you what it is. So that's it, everybody. I just want to mention again, Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern, me and Robin from Knotting Hook Crochet, we do a live. And this one coming up tomorrow night is on her channel, because last week, like, we're taking turns. So last week it was on my channel, this week it's on her channel. So if you want to see us crochet together, tomorrow night her channel, 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to jump off and work on this video and get it up for you guys, and then I will see you Monday night on Robin's channel. Bye, everybody. So this is what I made last week, minus one white dragon, because I did take that to my coworker. But this is what I made last week. So now I'm going to add what I made this week to the pile, and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what I've made in 2 weeks, plus another dragon. I feel like I got more made this week than last week, but last week I did make 3 dragons, so, and they are quite time consuming. So we'll work on some more stuff next week and add it to the pile.